Hello, I wanted to go over the mixed factoring practice number 3 on Delta Math. You should have finished this for Monday, this for Tuesday. Wednesday was a Khan Academy exercise, and finally Thursday, your last one of the week, is your mixed factoring practice number 3. You should see 10 questions total. You'll have one that says multi-step factoring, and then the other one that does say mixed practice. So let's go ahead and go over the multi-step factoring. All right, and it gives us a question like this. We have 18x squared minus 32, and we are going to be asked to um, do multiple things. Obviously, with multi-step factoring, you're expecting 2 or 3 different things to factor. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start by writing out 18x squared minus 32. I'm going to go ahead and type these. My handwriting was getting pretty bad. So first thing that I notice, we should always look for a GCF. The very first thing we're looking for, can we divide both of these by something? Well, 18 is divisible by 2, 32 is divisible by 2. Beyond that, I'm not really seeing anything that we can divide by. This one's divisible by 9 and 3. This one's divisible by 4, 8, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and factor out 8 too. So I have 2 times, and when I do this, 18x squared divided by 2, I'll be left with 9x squared. And then finally, minus 32. If I divide 32 by 2, I am left with 16. But this is multi-step factoring, and once I get to this part, I do see that there is something else that I could also do. This is a difference of 2 squares. I have a 9x squared minus a 16. So let's go ahead and break these up. I have 9x squared. Well, 9, 3 times 3 will be 9. X squared breaks up into an x and an x. And then finally, one has to be positive, one has to be negative in order for that middle term to cancel out. And if I'm looking at 16, I have 4 and 4. So let's go ahead and check our work here. First off, we factored out our 2. We're good there. 2 times 9x squared is 18x squared. 2 times negative 16 is negative 32. And then finally, I had the 2 stays on the outside. Don't worry about that. My 9x squared breaks up into a 3x and a 3x. I have a negative here, so I have plus minus in order to get that middle term to cancel out. And 16 breaks up into 4 and negative 4. My final answer is 2 times 3x plus 4, 3x minus 4. And yes. All right, let's do another one. All right. Ooh, I like this one a lot. I have an 81. I have 81 minus x to the 12th. Ooh, all right. I like this one a lot. Now, first off, I'm looking at this and I do not see anything I could factor out. You know, in the previous one, I factored out a 2. This one, I'm not seeing that. However, I do see something here. 81. Well, I know that 9 times 9 is going to get me 81. In order for my middle term to cancel out, I'll have a plus and I will have a minus. Now finally, we've been talking about x squared breaks up into x and x. Well, this is an x to the 12th power, so I have 12 of them total. So if I want to split up x to the 12th in half, that will be x to the 6th and x to the 6th. All right, so let's double check our work there. 9 times 9 is 81. I'll have a 9 x to the 6th, negative 9x to the 6th, those will cancel out. And finally, x to the 12th. X to the 12th is x times x times x times x times x times x. Sorry, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, if I wanted to split that up perfectly in half, that'd be x to the 6th times x to the 6th times x to the 6th. However, we are not done here. I do see one more thing that I could break up. My 9 plus x to the 6th will stay the same. However, I see one more difference of 2 squares that I could do. 9. 9 times 3 times 3 gets me a 9. I'll have a positive and a negative here. And then finally, x to the 6th. If I want to break that up, well, x to the 6th broken in half, that'll be x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. All right, and this is our final answer. I'm left with 9 plus x cubed, or 9 plus x to the 6th. And then finally, I had one more difference of 2 squares. My 9 breaks up into 3 and 3, and x to the 6th breaks up into x cubed minus x cubed. So I'll go ahead and type that in here. I had 9 plus x to the 6th power, 3 plus x to the 3rd, times 3 minus x to the third. All right, and that should be good. I didn't break up this last one because then we're going to start getting into some weird square roots. If I have a 3, well, there's no whole number that times itself is 3, whereas 9, 3 times 3 equals. All right. Ooh, one final one. Let's go ahead and do this one. I have 1 minus 16x to the 12th. 1 minus 16x to the 12th. All right, 1 minus 16x to the 12th. All right, right off the bat, I see a difference of 2 squares. So first off, 1 breaks up into 1 and 1. In order for my middle term to cancel out, I'll have 1 positive, 1 negative. All right, 16, 4 times 4 is 16. And then finally, x to the 12th, if I split that in half, I have x to the 6th and x to the 6th. All right, but wait, there's more. I see one more difference of 2 squares that I could break up. All right, looking at this, here's what I've got. I have 1 minus 4x to the 6th. Well, 1 times itself is 1. 2 times itself is 4. So we're going to be able to split this up one more time. So here we go. I'll have a 1 and a 1. 1 has to be positive, 1 has to be negative. All right, 4. If I split that up in half, I have 2 and 2. And then x to the 6th, x to the 6th. I'll have x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. All right, so looking at itself, 1 times itself is 1. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. X to the 6th, x to the 6th, that's x to the 12th. That is not a difference of 2 squares. That has a plus sign. We can't split that up evenly within the whole real numbers. Finally, 1 minus 4x to the 6th power. Well, 1 still breaks up into 1 and 1. I have 1 positive, 1 negative in order for that middle term to cancel out. 2 times 2 is 4, and x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd is x to the 6th. So, final answer, here we go. I have 1 plus 4x to the 6th times 1 plus 2x to the 3rd, 1 minus 2x to the 3rd. All right, and that is looking good, assuming I typed that all in correctly. All right, and then do not forget, if you're ever stuck, you can go ahead and click show an example. That will kind of help you out with that. So if you're ever stuck, feel free to do show an example. And then don't forget, once you complete your multi-step factoring, you do have 5 problems of purely mixed up out of everything we have done so far this week. All right, I hope you have a good day. Feel free to screenshot something if you're stuck, and I can help you out with that. Have a great day.